This is probably gonna be the last what if video in some time, and for the last one I've decided to incorporate multiple what ifs that aren't long or interesting enough to be their own videos, and then also say why I don't think I can do some. The first what if question that I'm gonna be talking about is the what if Nina Bonina Brown had been Blac Chyna? No, listen, like, let's not kid ourselves. Nina should have been Blac Chyna. Her padding literally perfectly resembles Blac Chyna's body. And I love Shay, but like, no, like, she did not look like her. And if Nina had been Blac Chyna, she would have won that challenge. You know, that role is really like a standout role. It was written so that the person that got it either won or was like dead in the bottom if they did poorly. And similar to that, we had Shangela's role as Mariah and Alyssa's Annie Oakley. In my personal opinion, I don't think this would change the season a lot. Like, yeah, this would have been Nina's second win, so her elimination would have been even more shocking. But like, her real downfall was the fact that she couldn't sew and that she was down on herself, like, all the time. And this whole being down on herself thing didn't have much to do with the competition itself. You know, it was definitely amped up by the competition, but she came into Drag Race with it. So yeah, maybe she'd like be a bit less in her head, but she'd also fall in the bottom two in the challenges where she was in the bottom two: 90210, the TV pilots, and the makeover episode. Even if she had stayed for another episode after the makeover, she definitely would have been eliminated for the Gaze Ball challenge thing, whatever. So if Nina Bonina Brown had been Blac Chyna, not much would have changed, other than us not having those iconic sound bites that came from Nina. The second what if is, what if Roxxxy Andrews hadn't been left at the bus stop? Okay, yeah, like, it might seem like I'm poking fun at this tragic moment that happened in Roxy's life, and this really isn't my intention here. Like, what I mean by this is that, and I'm going off by Roxy's words, is that had this not happened, she wouldn't have been such an angry person, primarily speaking on season 5, which means that Jinx wouldn't have had that, you know, sort of overcoming Rolacetox and beating them storyline to her. But, you know, which, by the way, I think even with this not happening, Jinx would definitely have won the season, but that's not why I mentioned this. Another thing that kind of came from Roxy's tragic event is that double save in her lip sync against Alyssa. And listen, y'all can say what y'all want, but both of them, or just Roxy, were definitely saved just because Roxy shared her story and had a breakdown on the main stage. Not taking away from Roxy's talent, nor that, you know, wig reveal, but Alyssa beat her in that lip sync because she actually lip synced. You know, Roxy literally just whipped her hair. I mean, Alyssa also whipped her hair, and yes, Roxy also lip synced, but like, not in the amounts that a lip sync should be, you know? And, you know, you can disagree, of course, but I said I felt that Alyssa won that lip sync. If the bus stop thing hadn't happened to Roxy, she would have been eliminated, leaving the top 6 to be Alaska, Alyssa, Coco, Detox, Ivy, and Jinx. And because Drag Race is a TV show, it has to sign a deal for the amount of episodes before each season, so stuff like, I don't know, returns, double shantays, or double sachets, or whatever, are pre-planned to an extent. So, with the top 6, in order to fill the episode quota, I think they might have to bring somebody back, or like do another double shantay, which in my opinion should have, you know, originally happened with Coco and Alyssa, which is my second favorite lip sync on Drag Race. And I think that the top 3 would have been Alaska, Detox, and Jinx, you know, with this timeline in order, where Roxy is eliminated. But yeah, it's all just me guessing stuff. The third what if is, what if Ginger Minge had won season 7? Now, we know that Ru pushed Violet and Pearl into the finale because he wanted a younger, fashion queen winner, but what if there was no way to deny Ginger's win? What if, just like Aquaria on season 10, no matter what kind of stunts they tried to pull, they just had to crown Ginger? Well, then the mission to have a young fashion queen translates into season 8, where maybe Ru would go on to crown Naomi, or more likely Kimchi. With this happening, and again with Ginger's win too, RuPaul doesn't have to do that whole crutch of, we need to have a big girl winner. AKA, Eureka wouldn't ruin season 10 for us and she would be treated as equally as other girls and probably eliminated some like mid-season. But speaking of Eureka, some people have asked me to do like a, what if Eureka hadn't gotten injured or something, and I just cannot. Like, when I don't like things, I try to ignore them, unless I'm, you know, forced to coexist with them, then like, yeah, I will talk about them, but like, now that she's not weekly on my illegal stream of VH1 on my laptop screen, I don't want to talk about her. I don't want to give her the time of the day, I just do not like her. Another what if I was asked to do was, what if All-Stars 2 and All-Stars 3 had been done with the All-Stars 1 format? You know, the queens competing in pairs. And there are a bunch of problems that we immediately encounter here. Firstly, not knowing which challenges the queens would have. Like, yeah, we could, I don't know, imagine that there's going to be a comedy challenge, an impersonation challenge, a design challenge, blah, you know, but like, we don't know for sure. And then on top of that, we don't know how the queens would do in these challenges. Then we don't know who would pair up with whom. I mean, yes, I can guess this one or go off by the logos pairing of the girls, like, they paired up Katya and Tatiana, you know, after season 2 aired. But like, before All Stars, as far as we know, Katya and Tatiana did not interact that much, and I think Katya would choose Ginger and Ginger would choose Katya. So, you know, again, we don't know who would choose who or whatever. But then on top of that, we don't know how the pairings would work in these challenges, or just like in general, how they would coexist together. Because on All Stars 1, we had like a comedy challenge that was similar to Snatch Game, you know, when they had to impersonate celebrities, and Alexis Mateo, who did well in Snatch Game on season 3, flopped in this challenge, but Yara, who did badly in Snatch Game on season 3 again, she was one of the best in this challenge. This video would have too many ifs, and too many things would be just my opinion, and a lot of people would get angry, which I don't know why, it's my opinion on my video. And the final what if is the what if there had been no immunities? Again, we encounter similar problems, you know, it's just too many possibilities. Like, yeah, sure, without immunities, some queens like Tyra, we know that she would have been in the bottom at least 2 times in the Snatch Game and then the Rock and Roll Challenge, which we know because she was told that on the main stage, and then we don't know if she would win these lip syncs, because in the first one she'd go against Morgan or Sonique, and like, I don't know if she would be able to outperform either of them, and then in the Rock and Roll Challenge she'd go either against Jujubee or Sahara, which again, I don't know if she would be able to outperform either of them. If I'm being honest, I don't think she would be able to outperform either one of the 4. But yeah, it really is just like too many possibilities, and then I don't know how that would affect the season, you know, going forward, and so on and so on. So yeah, that's kinda it for this video. I'm posting a somewhat stupid video next, so like, watch it maybe? I don't know, like, I'm not your mom. You can do whatever you want.